tell me, when they actually try to dance, they go, I know all this stuff, I've been to loads of classes, I've got loads of material, and I do the same 3 steps every time. So we want to look at how can we expand our vocabulary that we use.
I just think it's wonderful how you can adopt steps that you have a knowledge of and just put them into a totally different kind of music. It's just amazing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's exactly what we're doing. It's you have a vocabulary and you want to be able to use it in different ways. It's a different conversation, and it will change. If I'm the example I always love is school teachers. How they can be telling somebody off 1 second with a very stern face and a very strict, authoritative voice, and then suddenly the next minute they're as sweet as apple pie to the next student who is the little angel. And it's like they can go from one to the other. They're just playing with words and they're playing with expressions, and that's what we're doing here with blues. We're trying to find ways. So one, we need the mechanical movement. We need the mechanical action of moving the hips, and then we need to be able to interpret the music we're listening to and finding our voice with those steps. So hopefully that's what we're doing. 5, 6, 7. Susie Q.
We're an oyster cracker on the stew, and the honey in the tea, where the sugar cubes 1 lump or 2 in the black coffee.
Fall off the log.
Golden crust on an apple pie that shines in the sun and moon, where a wheel of cheese high in the sky. But we're gonna be singing
Boogie drops. just the shoulders.
with a golden crust on the apple pie.
Think boogie forward, just arms.
In the sun and moon,
Boogie backs, just
like
arms.
the wheel of change.
Forward off the last.
Well, we're gonna be singing.
Susie Q. Right, welcome to blues. Clear the space around you. Make sure you've got plenty of room, you're not going to bash into anything. And do work to your level. You know, if you've got any injuries, or if you need to be careful, or if you're feeling energetic, go for it. We're going to warm up today with a boogie. We're going to isolate the boogie forward and the boogie back. How we do it in blues dancing. So we're going to isolate the hips. So place all the weight on one leg, and then just roll the hip. And we roll the hip. And we roll the hip, and then we're going to roll the hip around, and we're going to step on it. And then we're going to place the weight on our supporting foot. We're going to drop the hip over the supporting foot, and we're going to roll and roll and roll and change weight. And 1 and 2 and 3 and change. And 1 and 2 and 3 and change. Let me turn around and do it with you once. Stand on your left foot, put the right toe out a little bit, and roll the hip, the hip, the hip, and change weight. The hip, the hip, the hip, and change weight. And one thing you want to get used to from the very beginning, from the outset, is think arms. Whatever you're going to do, whether you want to keep them up here, you want to make a frame with the arms, but not just dead. Well, unless that's the look you're going for, have them sort of 60s, yeah, jets back in. But otherwise, let's keep the arms alive. And 2, and 3, and change. And a 1, and 2, and 3, and change. Now, there's many different ways to do the boogie forward. A classic way is actually to bring the foot in, take a little kick or scuff with the heel, and to step out. And out. And out. And out. Let's do that one more time. So we draw one leg in, making a semicircle, we kick or scuff the heel, and step out. And all the weight ends up on that foot. Notice how I'm pushing the hip over to that side. Draw the other leg in, kick out, push the hip over, and step down. And a 1, and a 2. Don't forget the arms. Ready? We go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now, in blues, we're not really going to be jumping and clapping as we go back. So our boogie back's going to be more like a fishtail. And back, and back, and back, and back. So when I do that, I'm going to sink the weight into one foot. Maybe I'll pick up the arms, I might clap or I might snap, whatever. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And it's not a huge difference between a boogie back and a fishtail. Probably boogie back is straighter, and now we're just getting into semantics really, and a fishtail has more of a swivel to it. So we just want to be able to go forward, and forward, and forward, but focusing on the hips. When we've got slow music, you've got time to draw the hip around. Draw the hip, isolate the hip, and back, and back, and back. And notice that I'm getting a little up, down. I'm trying to use the chest a little bit. I'm trying to let the chest go up from the back, from the shoulders, trying to get the arms working a little bit because it's slower and I've got more time to do all of that. However, I don't think we want to see popping up and down like this, where you're literally like an oompa. You want to think the up is beneath the waist. Boom, boom. You might be pushing up as you step back. There's hundreds of ways. I want to do another boogie forward. This time, you take one foot in front of you, a bit from the side, and then you roll and step. Tap the foot, press weight into it, and roll. And that's going to be another way to do the boogie forward. And roll, and step, and step, and step. Let me do that with you. Stand on the left foot, tap the right toe in front, push some weight into the right toe as the hip circles around and lands on that foot. Left and tap, right and step, left and step, right and step. And you should get a nice big hip swivel. Swivel the hip. The bigger, the better, because in blues you've got plenty of time to really milk it. Yeah, you want to stretch that hip out. Yeah. But keeping the rest of the body alive. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and forward. 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to try some boogies forward and back to music. We'll do some on the spot. You can just roll and then you change weight. If you haven't got a lot of space, you don't have to travel forward. I can do it all on the spot if I need to, so try that as well. Music. 1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, shoulders. 1, 2, 3, double. Single, single, double. Single, single, double shoulders. Single, single, double. Now the hip. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, backwards. Boogie forward. And back. Use the head. Look. And get down low. Arms up. On the spot. Back. Forward. Down low back. Shimmy. Up. 2, 3, 4. Shimmy. Let's go. Tap, cross. Tap, cross. Tap, cross. Backwards. Forward. Hold it there. Back, low. Back, out, 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 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 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 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, 2, 3, 4. Low. 2 backwards. Low forward. Back. Low forward. Boogie roll on one side. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3. Arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arms nice and big. Slow. Slow. In today's class, we're going to look at a couple of classic jazz steps. We're going to look at some jazz steps that we can do in our blues, and we're going to look at how we can make them bluesy, how we can reflect the music, and we're going to sort of make a routine. It's sort of freestyle but choreographed. It's choreographed because I'm calling it out. We're going to take a step. We're going to do 3 or 4 different steps, and then I'm going to call them out, and you're going to dance them in different ways, and then when I call out the next step, you then add the next step on. I get a lot of people tell me, when they actually try to dance, they go, I know all this stuff, I've been to loads of classes, I've got loads of material, and I do the same 3 steps every time. So we want to look at how can we expand our vocabulary that we use. And of course, the first one is going to be our boogie back and boogie forward, because we just practiced that in the warm-up. So our boogie back, going back, and boogie forward, going forward, 5, 6, 7. What we also want to try and do is reflect the music we're listening to. So we don't always want to do it the same way. So if we went back low and forward tall, I could reverse it. I could go back tall, adding some shoulders, and I could go forward low. So we want to try and think of different ways we can use the same step. I then want to add the next step will be fishtails. Now, boogie back, fishtails are a bit similar. For me, a boogie back is normally a clap and a jump, or a kick and a jump. But in blues, we're not going to do a lot of jumping and clapping. The music's used, not always, often it's too slow. This would be silly at a very slow speed. It's like doing back Charleston to slow music. It doesn't quite make sense. So we've just converted that back into a walking back. The fishtail version is more side to side. So we really want to think, swing the hips in the direction of the foot. Swing the hips, swing the hips, swing the hips. Now we can rock the arms side to side, or we can just use one arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try the 3 versions with the arms. First one, just do a fishtail and swing the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that one more time. Come forward. So as you step back, swing the arms. 2, 3, 4. Second one, let's do clapping. So as I rock back onto one leg, I lift the opposite arm up, the other arm is low, and it drops, pop, and change, pop, and change, pop, and change, pop, and change. When you clap in jazz, it's really nice to focus on one hand. So instead of doing this, yeah, it's one hand, pop, swap, pop, swap, pop, swap, pop. I always think it's funny when you're teaching someone how to clap, yeah? We clap all the time, but we want to do it with the jazz style. And I was watching a clip, I must tell you, I was watching a clip recently of the Hollywood Canteen. It's in California. It was 1940s during the war period, and all the GIs that were stationed there, a lot of them went to this Hollywood canteen, all the stars were there. And there were some people on the side watching the dancing, and there was one guy doing this, and there was one of his fellow soldiers doing this. Now, strangely enough, I looked at his clapping and I thought, that guy knows how to move. In the next scene, he was up dancing and he was doing some really cool swing outs and he was a really good dancer. He was just moving, yeah. On the side of the dance floor, he was obviously looking for a partner. He was waiting for his turn to dance, but you could see the dance in his whole body versus the other guy that was just doing this. So just something to think about, something fun to think about. Okay, fishtails, yeah, what was the other one? So we can do it with the arms clapping. We can do it with the arms swinging, and maybe we want to add a wavy arm, or we can add arms up and down. So there's lots of different ways to do the same thing. However, focus on the hips. Hip, hip, more than you focus on the arms. So somebody's just asked the question, could we add a turn after the fishtail? I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but you could turn around in the fishtail, or you can do a fishtail and add a turn at the end. So you can add a turn at the end of the fishtail, in the middle of the fishtail, or at the beginning of the fishtail to get you into it. So it's quite a nice idea. So good question. We can use some turns in our fishtails. 1, 2, 3, and turn. Or maybe 1, 2, turn, and back into the fishtail. Great question, thank you. Right, my next step was a boogie drop. So we want to see a boogie drop. Now again, there's different versions, but essentially it's going to be a tap, and then as you step onto that foot, you're going to drop the weight onto it. So I'm going to push off one foot and drop onto the other leg. And then I go tap, tap, drop. Tap, tap, drop. Let me turn around, do it with you. So I'll stand on my left and I'll go tap, tap, drop. Left foot, tap, tap, drop. Right foot, tap, tap, drop. Tap, tap, drop. Again, I like to bring it in on the first tap, come out and step out as you drop down. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. Then of course you can style it. We might add shoulders. Tap, 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 drop. Tap, tap, drop. Tap, tap, drop. So notice I was adding a tap, tap, drop. A tap, tap, drop. You might add some arms. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Focusing on a little something with the arms. We can also change the rhythm a little bit. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap, 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 drop. Tap, 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 drop. Or we might go tap and drop. Tap and drop and make it dramatic. Tap, dramatic. Tap, drop. It's a little bit like a broken leg. Yeah? The move break a leg. It's a little bit like that because your drop now is tap and you want to suddenly drop. Tap, drop. Tap, drop. Tap, drop. Again, lots of different ways to do the boogie drops. So now we've got 4 moves. We've got boogie backs, boogie forwards, fishtails and boogie drops. So we're going to put some music on. I'm going to call out the move. We'll repeat it a few times, that one move, until I call out the next move.
My heart is broken, it won't
Boogie back.
I ain't much caring just where
Boogie
I
forward.
will end. I must have that man. I'm like a oven that's crying for heat. He treats me awful each time that we meet. It's just unlawful how that boy can cheat. But I must have that man.
Fishtail.
A lady's not
Boogie forward.
when she's kissed.
Fishtail.
But I'm afraid that he's cooled off, and maybe I'm ruled off his list. I'll never be missed. I need that person much worse than just bad. I'm half alive and it's driving me mad. He's only human and he's to be had. I must have that man.
One more boogie backs. Into boogie drops. Fishtail. Boogie drops. He said it's about feeling the music and not rushing the step. Hearing the pace of the song and take it with the pace. And that last song we played, Billie Holiday, was real slow, real, lots of feeling in it, and your steps, and there's lots of space to add ahead. So I'm even turning the head, it's part of the movement, maybe adding some shoulder. I did, on the boogie drops, I actually combined them all. I went 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop. 1 drop. 1 drop. 1 drop. 1 drop. So it's not particularly, I hadn't thought of that before, but it's a nice way of combining some of the variations. You can mix and match. And of course, at the moment, we're limiting you to one variation. Normally you do that with more steps. Right, let's have a look. The next step is going to be a fall off the log. Now, again, in normal Big Apple jazz, you'd be doing fall off the log, but it's not going to happen at this speed. So we want to take the flavour of that step and maybe find our way of moving real slow and real bluesy. So the whole essence of blues, it has a down feeling, yeah? It's got a down, down, down. So let's do the basic fall off the log. We step on one foot, in this case the left, we kick the right, we step behind, side, cross in front. Repeat, kick the left, behind, side, cross in front. Notice the lean, behind, side. It's called fall off the log. Kick, fall off the log. Kick, fall off the log. Kick, behind, side, cross in front, kick. Now to give it a bluesier feel, we're going to think down. So as we do those steps, down, down, down. Down into the floor, so it's got a heaviness. However, there's always a little bounce. The weight's on the toes, everyone just bounce, but now bounce down, down, down. But versus up, everyone bounce up, up, up. There's the focus on the up, now put the focus on the down. So your whole body's going down, down, because it goes with the music. Yeah, the blues has that down feeling. A down, 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 down. Kick, down, 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 kick, down, 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 kick. Let's try fall off the log to our Billie Holiday. I'll do it the same direction as you and then I'll turn around halfway through so I can watch you. Just let's wait. Get the down, down, 2, 5, 6, 7. Did you notice the difference? I turned a fall off the log into a kick, step, 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 just a sort of a plant of the foot, stomp, step, 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 stomp, down, down. And I have my, okay, I'm never down this way, chest always up, but there's a heaviness of down to my whole body. Down, 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 down. There's a pulse that's going to be going here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick, step, 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 kick, pulse. 2, 3, kick, step, 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 drop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, down. So my fall off the log that I was doing Lindy becomes down. Yeah. It's like, sometimes I made it a little bit more, put a little bit more into it, depends on the music. We just had a comment about experimenting different things, maybe a double kick, maybe adding a break. And that's exactly what you do. You need to know the basic step. This is a fall off the log. You want to be able to do the classic fall off the log, and then you want to be able to interpret it to match the music and how you're feeling. You see, it's a three-way triangle. There's you, the music, and whoever you're dancing with. Now, solo dancing, you may not be directly dancing with someone, but you're usually on a floor, and there's I call it the pond you swim in. There's a feeling of the people around you, and you want to sometimes get that flavor as well to help give you ideas and to inspire you, and just hopefully if they're all dancing to the music, that will give you inspiration. If they're not dancing to the music, you can inspire them. You see, you can show them what to do. Can we have a break or a double kick to our fall off log? Of course you can. Kick, fall off the log. I don't have to keep to the rhythm. 8, 1, 2, 3, kick, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's a nice rhythm to keep to. It fits the music well. But yes, you can interpret the music, or maybe you hear something in the music that you're trying to follow. So you can, of course, vary. Let's add all the steps we've done so far. Boogie backs, boogie forwards, fish tails, boogie drops, fall off the log. However, wait for me to call them out before we do them. Fall off the log. Kick, behind, side, front. Check this one out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. Fishtail. Shoulders. Boogie forward. Boogie back. Boogie forward. Fishtail. Fall off the log. Boogie drops. Freeze. I was inspired by Joanna's, can you do a double kick? 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fall off the log, fall off the log. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fall other side. 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was Joanna's inspiration, thank you. I also, there's something else I did which I liked. Oh yeah, I did the boogie drop. Forgot what I did. I did the boogie drop, 1, 2, and I did a dramatic drop and a pose. 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop. When you do a pose like that, we always want to think shapes, yeah? So I'm thinking 1, 2, drop. I'm actually thinking there's a center line. So my hand and my body is sort of in a line versus 1, 2, drop. Yeah, I could do that because I could have a line between these two hands or a bow between the body. You think of the shapes, 1, 2, but in this case I'm pushing the line out from my center. 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop. So the question, are you doing the boogie drops on the diagonal? If you want. 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop, or 1, 2, drop. 1, 2, drop. So I'm thinking semicircle. In, out, drop. In, out, drop. In, out, drop. And I can make it bigger. Or I can make it smaller. So I just did a very small drop there. Moving on, Susie Q's. In Lindy Hop we go. A Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q. A Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q. Let's all do the Susie Q. Now this isn't maybe the most common move in blues, but let's find out how we can use it. Basic Susie Q, stand on the left foot, kick the right. Drop in front, to the side. Drop in front, to the side. Drop in front, kick. Cross, open. Cross, open, cross. Kick. I think turn my knees in as they close, out as they come out. In as they close, turn the knees out as they come out. Open, close. Open, close, open, close. And then of course with the blues it's going to be a lot slower. So let's actually find out what we do. Let's do some Susie Q's and see now you start to create your own Susie Q variations to the song. Completely different styles of music, two completely different ways to do the Susie Q. The first song really had more of a classic influence. I was doing a more classic Susie Q, just keeping it slow and in time with the music. The second song was all a lot smaller because the music was a lot slower and there's a lot more feeling. I'm feeling it, oh, it starts from in here and comes out. Yeah? So let me turn around. Susie Q this time. So we'll do 2 big Susie Q's and 2 small ones. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Kick. Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie. Now change it up. A Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q. Let me do it facing you because I think it's easier to see what it looks like. So on the big version, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie. The small version, Susie, Susie, Susie Q, a Susie, Susie, Susie Q, a Susie, Susie, Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q. So you don't really even have to travel. It could just be something opening out. I'm doing a Susie Q on the spot. Yeah, I'm thinking knees in, knees out, knees in, knees out. I'm adding some shoulders because I want to dance with the whole body. Yeah. I'm doing it on a straighter leg. So one leg bent, one leg straight. Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q, a Susie, a Susie, a Susie Q. So I'm trying to find different ways to do the Susie Q that reflect the music. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to pick the last song again, then I'll let it go into the second song. I'll just pick the end of the song so you get 2 bits of music and you can experiment with the difference. 5, 6, 7. Susie Q.
We're an oyster cracker on the stew, and the honey in the tea, where the sugar cubes 1 lump or 2 in the black coffee.
Fall off the log.
Golden crust on an apple pie that shines in the sun at noon, where a wheel of cheese high in the sky. But we're gonna be singing
Boogie drops.
in a boat that's built of sticks and hay. We drifted from the shore with a captain who's too proud to say that he dropped the old tiny old ass
Boogie backs.
gonna leak in this cheap pontoon. Now the hull has started growing weak, and we're gonna be singing
shoulders.
for me.
Maybe just the
With
shoulders.
a golden crust on the apple pie.
Big boogie forward, just
Shines
arms.
in the sun and moon.
Boogie backs, just
Like
arms.
the wheel of change high
Fall off the
in the
log.
sky. Well, we're gonna be singing.
Susie Q.
I just think it's wonderful how you can adopt steps that you have a knowledge of and just put them into a totally different kind of music. It's just
Love it.
amazing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's exactly what we're doing. It's you have a vocabulary, and you want to be able to use it in different ways. It's a different conversation, and it will change. If I'm the example I always love is school teachers. How they can be telling somebody off 1 second with a very stern face and a very strict, authoritative voice, and then suddenly the next minute they're as sweet as apple pie to the next student who is the little angel. And it's like they can go from one to the other. They're just playing with words and they're playing with expressions, and that's what we're doing here with blues. We're trying to find ways. So one, we need the mechanical movement. We need the mechanical action of moving the hips, and then we need to be able to interpret the music we're listening to and finding our voice with those steps. So hopefully that's what we're doing.